lead singer and one of the fiddle players in Bellowhead.
My name's Ed Neuhauser and I play the helicon.
I'm Andy and I play the trumpet.
My name is Brendan Kelly and I play the saxophone and clarinet, bass clarinet.
I'm Sam Sweeney and I play the fiddle and the bagpipes in Bellowhead.
I'm Paul Sartin and I play the oboe and violin and do some singing.
I'm John Spires and I play in Bellowhead. I play squeeze boxes and things like that.
I'm Pete Flood and I play the drums and various percussion.
I'm Rachel McShane and I play the cello and fiddle and I sing.
Hang on, I'll just have to call my people, see if they know who I am.
My name's Justin Thurger, but I play the trombone.
I'm Benji Kirkpatrick and I play music.
And how much rehearsal time have you had for this album?
Quite a lot for this album. We had some time before we went on tour in Wales.
Probably we're the most rehearsed, as we have been for any album.
And then we had the whole of the tour in Wales to rehearse all the new stuff and gig it.
Far more than we've done for previous albums, really. We've actually had sort of the luxury of time to be able to do that.
Then we had 3 days at the Old Vic in Bristol, where we sort of had sectionals and did all the new stuff again. Then we gigged it, and John Leckie, the producer, came along, recorded the whole gig, and sort of so he could hear it and give us some feedback.
We then had them all and listened to them over the course of about a month, and you could really tell the ones that grabbed people by the whoops and the hollows.
Then we rehearsed again before we came into Abbey Road for 2 days.
We really went all out this time round to assemble more material than we needed, so we could try them all out and see how people reacted to them.
Oh, and also 2 days the week before. So we've rehearsed a hell of a lot, actually, for this.
This is your third album. Is it the difficult third album?
Doesn't seem it so far. I think the second album was probably our difficult third album.
The first album was predominantly, obviously sort of 80% of the arrangements were done by John. I think the second album, I thought there was lots of great stuff on the second album, but maybe as a whole album it didn't hang together as well as the first album because it was kind of maybe the first venture of different writers in the band sort of staking their claim on how they wanted it to sound, So it's quite a sort of, I think it's quite a mixed bag in a way, the second album, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I quite like it. It's a bit of, because it's a bit of a, you listen to one track and then the next tracks are like a surprise, and you're like, okay, where are we going to go next, I think this album has maybe merged the two.
It's a more together thing than Matching was, I think. It's kind of a bit more commercial than Matching was. It kind of holds together a little bit more.
I think that it's quite upbeat overall. Not particularly dark, not as dark as the last album anyway. I mean, some of the subject matter is a little bit twisted.
We needed some more rabble-rousing stuff, so there was a conscious decision to try and find some sort of catchy stuff. But there always is, to be honest. We're always trying to find stuff that's going to hook the audience.
Generally speaking, the songs are about love in all of its various guises. Not romantic either, just sort of funky love.
Preparing the stuff for the album, we went through a long list of people we wanted to produce the album, and at the last minute someone suggested we ask John Leckie to do it, who's really famous.
I kind of grew up listening to his productions on magazine albums and Simple Mind albums and XTC albums, all that early 80s stuff. That's where I come from, really, and so yeah, big dream.
So he let us get on with the arrangements, really, and what we do best, and only intervened as and when necessary, which made his interventions all the more sort of meaningful.
Yeah, he's really relaxed and just makes you feel at ease.
On the surface, he portrays this kind of character that doesn't know what's going on almost, but he did completely know everything that was going on, and our faith is completely within him to make us exceptionally famous and rich.
He's worked at Abbey Road since the Beatles were here. Started off as a tape op and maintenance guy, and has worked his way up to being a leading producer of loads of good albums.
So have you been out to the Zebra Crossing?
I have walked across it. Yes, I have walked across it on the way to get some dinner. I walked across it, but there's been no pictures on the zebra crossing.
And we're here at Abbey Road. Do you have a favourite Beatles lyric?
Oh, no. I don't think I do.
Have you seen the piggies out for dinner with their piggy wives,
I quite like, actually, I am the Eggman, I am the Walrus.
eating bacon with their forks and knives? That's my favourite Beatles lyric.
Quite like the sentiment, all you need is love. Bit of a cliche maybe, but it's a good sentiment.
Are there any new instruments on the album?
I might be playing the saw. I've yet to have that confirmed.
Well, I brought all my instruments with me to this recording just in case something came up, and I'm sort of hoping that. So I've got my great bass racket, which I haven't been allowed to play yet because it's so quiet and makes a very low noise, but it's only about that big, and it's a sort of woodwindy thing. So I haven't been allowed to play that by the band because I think it's rubbish.
Or baritone sax, that featured on something.
Electric bouzouki with a wah-wah pedal.
Well, I'm playing a wheel, which is kind of a replacement for the frying pan, because the frying pan has actually done some bad stuff to my right ear. I've got tinnitus where I didn't have it before, and it could be just because I'm playing more gigs in louder venues, but actually the frying pan is very loud, and it's just right there. So having a wheel rim there is better.
I'm just thinking of putting down some of my claviola part, which looks like a cross between an accordion and a book. You can bend notes on it and things, it's like a glorified melodica really, and Hona made them for about 6 weeks in 1994, I think, and then they changed owners and they said, no, you're not making those stupid instruments anymore. So there's only a few hundred of them in the world, and I picked it up on eBay.
One of the tracks you've recorded is New York Girls with the line, can't you dance the polka?
Mm-hmm.
So can you dance the polka?
No, God, no.
No, I can't, unfortunately. I have tried, but I can't dance anything.
No.
I don't really know much about polkas actually.
In my youth, I could, but now I just passed it really.
I'm really actually quite bad at polkaing. My girlfriend's very good at it, and she's tried to teach me on a number of occasions, and it's always been quite painful for her.
No.
I have been known to dance the polka, which would suggest that I can indeed dance the polka.
Yes. So well.
I can, yes, I can dance the polka.
I'd have thought so. No.
So who's the best dancer in the band then?
Me, definitely, yeah.
Brendan, he's got some fantastic moves.
I think Brendan's probably the best dancer in the band. He's got that kind of long-legged thing, you need long legs to dance well.
The best dancer in the band, Pete.
The best polka would be John Spires or Benji Kirkpatrick, I would have thought, or possibly Rachel McShane. I've never seen her polka, but they're certainly the best folk dancers.
Not bad at folk dancing, but I think Benji's probably the best dancer.
Is it probably Benji? Yeah, Benji. Very athletic.
Andy Mann.
Definitely Andy. He likes to dance around quite a lot.
It's probably between him and Paul Sartin. Paul Sartin has a good dance as well. Yeah.
Oh, me? But I'm not doing the polka though. Ask me to do a bit of ballet or something. My pliés are to be seen, to be believed.